South Africa, welcome to Afternoon Express.
Yes.
I'm Bonnie Woolley. How are you, Dan?
I'm very good, thank you. It's very good to be back on air. It's obviously been a bit of a rough week, but don't worry. Australia's got a lot of sandpaper for us to be able to smooth out the rest of the week. Public holidays are on the way and we're back on air. Absolutely.
And coming up on the show today, we look at how to create a warm and safe environment for a new pet, which is very, very important. As you should know by now, we've adopted two adorable little friends on Afternoon Express, Baxter and Donut, and we're following their journey as they grow up.
Indeed, they are such little cuties. I hope you guys have been following their Instagram account. They are such cute little dogs and cats to have around the studio. Now, for all of you techies out there, we also check out the LG InnoFest that took place in Cape Town recently and showcased all the latest in tech gadgets. I'm talking some of the coolest technology you have ever seen. Plus, we are going to be satisfying your sweet tooth in the kitchen today with a vanilla panna cotta and almond crumble. Delicious.
Now, yeah, I love a panna cotta. I know you do too. Now, on to our special guests. We've got two of Mzansi's hunkiest stars in the loft today. Later on, we'll be sitting down with actor and model Bohang Moeko, who's currently filming the second season of the TV drama Ring of Lies.
Indeed. But our first guest today is best known to his fans as Fresh Milk. Thami broke onto the scene as the runner-up in Idol Season 12. Even though he didn't take home the first prize on the show, his debut album featuring his hit songs Thandwa that made it to #1 on iTunes skyrocketed him to stardom, and some may say he really did win.
What a sweet music video. So how are you, Mr. Alpha?
I am fantastic.
Lovely to have you join us today.
It's nice to be here.
Yeah.
So your other nickname is Fresh Milk, from what I understand?
Yeah.
How did you acquire that?
A very famous judge called Somizi, after I had performed, called me, said I sounded fresh. He said my voice was as smooth as fresh milk, and then people started calling me Fresh Milk, and then people that were supporting me started calling themselves Team Fresh Milk. So
I see.
Yeah.
So let's then talk, before we get into the history and sort of how you got to the place that you are today, I'm so intrigued by all the controversy around your album art. Because obviously the name Fresh Milk came about. You thought this is a great idea. Then you pour some cream along my face and like make myself look great on this album art.
Good thinking, good thinking.
But then it kind of backfired.
Yeah, but it kind of did backfire. But you know, there's this thing I said on Twitter. I said when I was looking for votes, I used to do everything that I thought that people wanted.
Wow.
Yeah.
But now I'm an artist, and art provokes a conversation, art starts a conversation and sets a trend.
Yeah.
And that's what I did with this album cover.
And we don't judge things from the outside. The music inside is awesome.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. Now, your road to winning idols or becoming, in your words, you say you won idols for yourself, and I totally get that. But your road there was not an easy one.
It was not. It was not. I think I came in, made it to the top 16 in 2015, and I got chunked out. Didn't get enough votes. Came back the second year, and I made it to the top 2. And before that, I had auditioned like countless times. Countless times ever since I was 16.
Yeah.
16 years old. You auditioned, I think it was almost in total about 6 times with auditioning for idols, and it's such a cool experience to listen to your story around this, because it just goes to show that it's not about your talent. It's about right time, right place, with the right opportunity in front of you. Has that been your journey so far?
It has. It has. You know. And I guess obviously it is true that when one door opens, another
or one door closes, another one opens. Yeah.
But then sometimes, you know, like more than one door opens at the same time, because it is your time.
Yeah.
You know, you go audition for a soapy, and you know, 3 other soapies call you because now they think, hey, this is new. This is this could be what we're looking for. And I think that's what happened for me. I went to the competition just for the competition, and I got signed by my record company, and now I have an album, and now I've got like. I'm working on my 3rd video in less than a year in the industry.
It's incredible, yeah. And I mean, you say that Idols was a win for you. You say you won. Tell us about the ways that you feel you personally won.
Look, I think being on the competition is more about. People always mistake it for it being about the prize that you win at the end. For me, it was about winning the people over, getting people to believe in my talent, and then getting them to support me after the competition. So it wasn't about making it to #1, making it to #2, or any other number. It was just about winning people over. And once they started recognizing me for a possible artist in the industry and a possible artist that they could buy, I felt like I'd won.
Yeah, totally. And let's talk quickly about a theory that I've always had about these talent competitions, especially when it comes to singing. I feel like winning competitions like that is career suicide. Because there is a sense of what happens to those winners ever? They get so boxed in that frame. You've been given a license now to take all of the same amount of audiences, the same amount of attention, and turn that into something that is your own career, make your own self. Have you found that to be the case as well?
Look, for most people it is. But I think at the end of the day, it's just it's hard for almost everybody who comes from that competition. You've got this stage that's already created for you. You've got these viewers that are already put there for you. They're following the competition, not you. And if you fail to introduce yourself during the competition, whether you win or not doesn't matter. No, everybody's going to forget you. But if you introduce yourself more as an artist, and that's what I was working hard for when I was on the competition, that people may believe in me and believe in, a possible star Thami or a possible singer Thami outside of the competition, and that's what I want. And you shouldn't be looking for titles and prizes. You should be looking for
longevity in career.
And speaking of career and longevity, what are some of the challenges that come with fame that you personally are needing time to get used to?
DMs.
Oh, really? What happens in the DMs?
What happens there?
Messy
The dark
DMs.
world.
No. It goes down in the DM, guys.
Oh, really?
It goes down in the DM.
I mean, how does one handle that soberly? I mean, I'm sure it is flattering at one level where you're like, oh, I'm loving this, because that's a huge aspect of marketing. But when does it start to feel like, oh, this is messy and I need a way to handle this?
I love my mother, I love my family, and sometimes when I'm sitting with them or I'm just hanging around with my friends, and somebody comes and grabs me and asks for a picture or introduces themselves just so they can have a picture. Sitting around the table with people, and somebody comes and just greets you because they adore you, or they like you, or they like your music. Sometimes that could be the downside for me, I think.
Because it forces you to be a bit more aware for the people who are around you and the people that you socialize with.
And also from the environment that you grew up in to this now big environment of, you had your small family, your intimate family, people who know you. Now the world knows you, and you basically owe your life to the world. You've almost handed over that license to say...
You don't even deserve a meal.
Yeah.
Wow.
They'll just grab you. I'm sure you guys know that.
Yeah.
They'll just grab
It's been a struggle.
Oh, really? You tell me about your DMs.
We'll keep those on social. Listen, we're going to be back later with Thami on the show. He's obviously going to be performing today, so we've got that huge privilege. A day back on television. We already got a live performance. I'm super excited about that.
Absolutely. And after the break, we check out some of the latest tech gadgets to be released by LG at the LG InnoFest. Plus, we sit down with actor and model Bohang Moeko. We'll be right back. Don't go away. Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now, do you have an extraordinary mother? Then nominate her for the Clicks Mom of the Year 2018 competition, and she could win a brand new BMW 3 Series. Plus, you could win one of 10 pamper hampers for you both, including a day of pampering at a luxury hotel, return flights to Cape Town, and one night's accommodation at a Cape Town hotel. All you have to do is visit the Clicks Facebook page and reply to the competition post while telling us why your mother deserves to win Mom of the Year 2018. Motivation shouldn't be more than 100 words, and competition closes on the 15th of April. T's and C's apply. Visit clicks.co.za to find out.
Clicks. Feel good, pay less.
It's time now to catch up with our second guest on Afternoon Express today. And this is one of those interviews where you have to call Bonnie and Mbuli into the shot to be able to be part of this conversation, because it feels like it's a Man Crush Monday, but only on a Wednesday. Right?
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good, and yourself?
Lovely to have you with us today.
Listen, very one of the hottest actors and models in Mzansi at the moment. He's live with us in the loft today. He was a finalist in Mr. South Africa in 2013, and his first major role on TV was in the drama Zabalaza. Currently, he's filming the second series of Ring of Lies, where he plays Kabelo the boxer. It's Bohang Moeko. Welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me. It's great to be
He
here.
even talks like this.
Talks like this, yes.
It's very Barry White.
I'm sorry I don't have like an AK, like a fresh milk to add on. To
Now, why would you pour cream over yourself? Come on. Listen, how was the whole experience of being on like a platform, like a pageant like that for men? What is that like?
It was cool. I think for me, what it taught me was just learning to expose myself in terms of putting myself out there to follow what I want. You know, it taught me the importance of being brave and allowing yourself to be in that vulnerable position when you're following your dreams. And yeah, that's pretty much what I got out of it. And it was a great experience. I mean, I've got friends that I still keep from then, so it was great.
Yeah. I mean, you say something very interesting for me, and people don't realize this a lot because they think the industry is so glamorous and it's so amazing and it's the dream job. But you consistently have to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
And you are in a vulnerable position because you're almost at the mercy of what everybody thinks of you, their scrutiny, whether they accept or not accept you.
Yeah, and I mean, with our work as well, we put in the work, but we can't control how the audience interprets it or receives it. So yeah, it's a difficult position sometimes.
You studied quantity
That's
surveying.
what I was about to say. How does a quantity surveyor become an actor? Like, explain that to me.
Right?
And how do you survey the quantity of your DMs?
Yeah, no, there's some sour milk in there. But no, I studied quantity surveying. It's a crazy transition from that to acting. When I started off studying, I didn't even know what it was, to be honest with you. It was one of those things where my parents were like, you know, you need to study, get a real job. And at the time, I had no idea what I wanted to do, like most kids, I think.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of kids.
No, most kids, I'll tell you that. I didn't have any idea as well.
So I had no idea what I wanted to do, and I had a sort of an interest in property, so I was like, okay, my dad's in construction, so let me just do something that's, you know, in that kind of field. Did well in school, actually, but then when it got to time to doing the job, I hated it. I was completely miserable every single day. I don't know if you guys can relate, but you wake up every day to go to work just for the sake of paying bills, and it's not a passion. It's not something that you wake up wanting to do. And that's where I was for like about 2 years almost.
Sure.
Yeah.
You stuck it out for a while then.
Yeah, I did.
I was doing a production job, I remember once for about 6 months, and also felt exactly the same thing. This is trapped stuff because I was on air, I enjoyed broadcast. Why was I doing producing? It just felt like it wasn't part of where I was being called to.
Yeah.
So then what was the change? Like what happened? How did you manage to be brave enough to say, gosh, I'm giving all of this up?
I'm going to pursue my dream.
Well, during that time when I was working, I started taking acting classes. And I think it was the first class I was in. And I was like, this is exactly
what was it about it that just struck you, where you were like, I love this?
I don't know, I think it's what you said about just finding your purpose, you know, finding what you were made to do in a way. It sounds very...
It sounds like, very, but it's not. I think you feel it. You just know.
Yeah, so you just
really
know,
real.
yeah, exactly. And it just, I felt like I was in the right place doing the right thing, you know, what I was meant to be doing. And it's a feeling you can't explain. I couldn't get enough of it.
Yeah.
And I just knew then and there that this is what I want to do. Yeah.
You're shooting the second season now of Ring of Light. Tell us about your character.
Kabelo is a boxer, as you said, but he transitions to that's me there, to MMA, to mixed martial arts. But he goes through a very interesting journey because he at first was into drugs, and then that's in the first season, but in the second season his girlfriend is pregnant and they kill someone and they have to bury the guy, and then that comes out, and then the wife goes to jail and he admits that he killed him. It's just, it's crazy.
Messy
So it's quite a layered character, and it requires a lot of you.
Yeah, definitely. Not just physically, but obviously emotionally as well. You know?
Is it the dream, like your dream in terms of the acting world? Is there a sense that you wanted to go become sort of Hollywood star? Is it keeping it local? Is it producing your own kind of content? What is the end desire for you?
Producing my own content, definitely. But for me, the dream has always been Hollywood, international.
Okay.
I think for me, I don't do anything if I'm not going to do it big, if I'm not going to go full out.
But in this space, in the world of acting, you really are at the mercy of the casting directors, you're at the mercy of the productions. How do you go about achieving a dream which is so out of your own control?
I don't know. I don't look at it that way. I don't look at it as if it's out of my control. I think that if I put in the work, if I invest in my craft and I work on my craft every single day and improve, it's bound to happen, you know? I think...
Right time, right place things again.
Yeah, I don't like adopting that sort of victim mentality where things are being... I'm an effect to things, you know. I like adopting a mentality where I create
the opportunities
and things for myself. Yeah.
Wow. Well, we look forward to watching your journey.
Thank you so much.
Indeed. Listen, we recently adopted 2 adorable little furry friends. If you had enough cuteness on the show already, there's some more on Afternoon Express. And after the break, we continue to follow the journey as we look at how to create a safe environment at home for any pet.
Whiskers, feed their curiosity.
It's me. Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now, caring for pets is one of the biggest responsibilities, as you can see. So to many people are overcome by love and excitement at the sight of kittens and puppies that they can overlook this responsibility. And here to tell us more about creating a safe environment for your new family member is Rachel from the animal rescue organization Sidewalk Specials.
Hello, good afternoon.
How are you? Welcome.
I'm good, thank you. You?
Yeah, I'm very well, thank you. So I've just, I'm fostering Baxter.
I know.
Our new famous cat. And there's a lot of things to consider when you take home a new pet. I mean, that love at first sight moment is beautiful.
We do adoption days and people come and it's like, oh, puppy, kitten. And it's like falling in love, their brain switches off. Yeah. Completely. Yeah. And it's like we always say, we have application forms, we have questions, simple questions, you know, how much time do you have in your daytime? Like, do you work 8 hours a day?
Yeah, yeah.
They're like, yes, yes, yes. It's like, so what's the puppy going to do?
Yes.
And they're like, oh. And you're like, yeah, okay. So, you know, it's kind of when you go to adopt or to buy a pet, it's kind of like you should think, what do I need to suit my life?
Yes.
You know, if you're a busy person, you can go for an older puppy, an older cat, someone who doesn't need as much time and attention.
Yeah.
And likewise, you find people adopt for who they want to be. You know, like you date for who you want to be. It's like, I'm going to adopt a husky because I'm going to start running. I'm going to start walking in that mountain and I want me a husky.
That is so true.
And you're like, have you spent the last 40 years a couch potato? Yeah, don't adopt a husky.
It's not about to happen.
Slow down.
Exactly.
Like, you know, so it's kind of like, you know, there's always your match out there.
Yeah.
So whatever you're wanting, it's kind of like, you can come to us, you can tell us, and it's like your match will be waiting for you.
Absolutely.
Your perfect match.
Now, apart from your available time and whether you work or not, what other things do you need to consider that are in your environment? What kind of a home is suitable?
When we go to
for
do a
pets?
home check, we'll say, for example, with a puppy, we'll be, you know, do you have a pool? And it's like, yes, that's okay, that's fine. Do you have a cover on the pool? And like currently at the moment, there's a lot of shade cloths on pools, and people consider that a cover. But the puppy or the kitten will consider that ground and they will walk on that. It folds on them, takes 2 minutes and done.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, you have to think, is the pool secure? Like you would if you had a child.
Yes.
Also, is the property itself secure? Is there little places they can get out? Is there places they can get out onto the road? Do you have an electric fence that closes when your car comes in and out? You know, can your cat run out into the road? So it's kind of just, it's literally creating a secure, safe environment that you don't have to spend your entire time watching that puppy and watching that cat.
Yes.
Because inevitably, you know, you will lose concentration for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And so you can relax, so they can relax into the environment.
Yeah. And obviously when you adopt a kitten or a puppy, then they won't always be small when they come to you. Sometimes people adopt animals that have gone through a lot of trauma and they're a bit older. What are some of the adjustment periods that animals go through when they come to new homes?
Well, I think when, like, for example, if you take a kitten home, we always say keep that kitten inside for 2 weeks. Maybe even the first week, keep it inside one room so they can learn that that's their environment. That's where they're safe. And with a dog, with a puppy as well, is, you know, if you feed them, they love you, they trust you. But it's not always instant.
That's why I make sure I do all the feeding at home.
Exactly. No, but we say that, you know, it's kind of like we say to people, don't leave food down. If your dog or your cat has a constant source of food, then they don't need to bond with you. They're independent. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like feed your animal, like make that bond, make that love, play with your animal, teach the trust, teach them commands. You know, with a puppy, go to puppy training. It's an investment of time, but it's like that teaches that puppy to communicate with you, like you. And it's kind of, so it's that the more you put in, the more you will get out.
Absolutely.
But a lot of people kind of consider taking animals into their life as an accessory. And it's not, it really is an investment.
Yeah.
So and I always say to people, you know, if you can't do the full slug, if you can't do 10 years, then foster.
If you can't commit,
If you can't commit, then just be like, cool, that's awesome. Like, I can't commit, but I can still help. You can foster for an organisation.
Absolutely.
You can still experience having a puppy, having a kitten. You can keep them safe whilst we can home them.
Yeah.
And so it's like you can always still have that experience without it having to be a forever.
Yeah. Well, we've loved having Baxter live with us. He's absolutely adorable.
So happy for him.
Yeah, some days he hides and I can't find him anywhere in the house and I go into such a panic.
The day I was bringing him to you guys, he did that. I thought I'd lost your cat.
Thank you so much for sharing with us today. So if you're planning on bringing a new pet into your home, make sure that you are prepared and you can give them a safe and loving environment where they can thrive.
Now, Rachel also brought along Lulu, who's sitting with me in my arms. She is so precious. She's a rescue puppy from the Durance, and with obviously who is a 3-month-old female, and she is looking for a home. And so if you are somebody who would like to get involved with this and try and find a home for her, please go and find all of their details online. We'll share them on our social media platforms as well. Find us Facebook and Twitter, and the details are on your screen right now. So if you're looking for a new bundle of joy to adopt into your families, Lulu could be yours. And she is such a docile, beautiful animal to have around, and I'd love to see her have a home, and perhaps I can come and visit as well to say hi to her if you are one of the people who would like to adopt her. Now, anyone who knows me knows that as much as I love animals, I'm also a geek when it comes to the latest tech gadgets. And one company that is always ahead of the curve is LG. Now, they recently held their 2nd annual InnoFest, where they revealed the latest innovative products set for release in the Middle East and Africa. Take a look.
LG's 2nd annual InnoFest is a dazzling experiential event showcasing the brand's latest electronics and home appliances to be launched in the Middle East and African region.
LG InnoFest is the biggest event in Middle East and Africa region. During this event, we are introducing new high-end and premium products and share our vision and strategy with our all partners in this region.
The star of this year's show was undoubtedly the LG W8 OLED TV. Impossibly thin with incredible color, it's an exquisite piece of television technology.
This is the wallpaper TV. It is part of LG's signature OLED W series range. It has a 2.75mm slim depth, and this is as slim as most smartphones. Some of the standout features you will find is, as LG intended, this TV epitomizes the wallpaper design. It is complemented by a 4.2 Dolby Atmos soundbar, as well as supporting 4K content. Beside the ultra-thin frame, you will find that this TV is a fully smart TV, and therefore it would support most streaming platforms. It's also complemented by a Magic Remote, which is basically an air mouse and helps for easier navigation through your smart portals. OLED technology also offers perfect black with perfect color and self-lighting pixels.
Following the Department of Education's mandate to switch all signals from analog to digital, LG recently announced all of its TVs since 2014 are digital compatible. So they're ready for when the switch occurs next year. From home entertainment to home appliances, another innovation at this year's show was LG's InstaView refrigerator.
We're launching our new fridge range, which is the InstaView, where you literally just knock twice on the door and you can see what's inside your fridge. So you don't have to open the door, so there's no cold air that releases out of the fridge. And then we're also launching our Twin Wash washing machine, which is a total new product category in the washing machine market. Which is a 3-in-1. It's got a washer dryer, which we all know, and then it's got an additional 2 kg washer that you can do 2 loads at the same time. So you can do delicates at the bottom in your 2 kg washer. Simultaneously, you can do your jeans or your colors or so forth in the normal washing machine. So it's very exciting, and LG is first to market with both of those products. What makes LG very unique is our inverter technology. So basically the inverter is fitted to every single one of our product's motors. So the inverter technology, what that does is it regulates the amount of energy that uses in the machines. So it uses less electricity and just makes it better for the environment and all. We do extensive market research as to what type of products could make life easier in our homes. And then we invest a lot in R&D. So we make sure that we're always ahead of the curve with our research and development.
Our vision, LG South Africa, is positioned as a premium brand, as well as we'd like providing a better life to South African customers.
As a world leader in electronics and appliances, LG is proud to usher in technological innovation that creates smarter products, which leads to improving everyday life.
Right, that was very interesting. Now, after the break, we head to the kitchen to satisfy the sweet tooth with a vanilla panna cotta and almond crumble. It's a recipe not to be missed, so stay right where you are.
They're cute, they're cuddly, and they're TV stars. Baxter and Donut, the adorably fluffy four-legged members of the Afternoon Express family, are sharing their daily adventures on social media. To see what Baxter and Donut get up to behind the scenes, follow the adventures of Baxter and the adventures of Donut on Instagram. Clover fresh milk is way better. Made with love by Clover.
It's about to get delicious. Welcome back to Afternoon Express. We're live on SABC 3. The taste and freshness are only some of the qualities that make Clover Fresh Milk the ideal addition to any dish. In our kitchen today, it's the hero ingredient in a silky vanilla panna cotta that makes for an elegant after-dinner dessert. Now, this creamy Italian pudding is a must-try, and to do so, remember to SMS Clover to 33650 at a cost of R1.50. Remembering that those free SMSs don't apply, and you'll get the recipe sent directly to you. I've also got a bit of a quiz for everybody, because I don't know if you know this, but like obviously panna cotta, Italian dessert, one of my favorite desserts. I like anything that's got panna in it. But panna basically means milk. I'm trying to figure out what cotta means. Not like a Joba cotta, and not like a Gatsby in Joburg. I'm not talking about a cotta.
I can so imagine people telling us
so please don't send me the definition of a cotta. I want to know what the cotta in panna cotta means. If you do know, hashtag Afternoon Express and send the details to us, because I've been dying to know.
Yeah. Awesome.
Let's get making it.
Let's talk about it. So I've got some milk on a simmer already. Can I get some more milk, please?
Sure, you may.
Do you know that clover milk lasts longer than any other milk?
I didn't.
I think it's got something to do with the fact that every litre of milk goes through 55 tests.
Okay, I see. So they make sure that obviously it's got all of the best of the best of the best in there.
Because fresh is best, we know this. Cool, so we turn up the heat slightly.
That ad was actually hilarious because you make an Italian dessert with a fresh is best. I liked it.
Yeah, they should have gotten you to do that.
I like that. It was my voice, but you know.
All right, so to the milk, I'm going to go with some nice double thick yogurt or some full fat yogurt, that's fine. Then some cream, you're going to pour that in for me?
Sure. There's a whole bunch of different kind of like versions of milk at its different stages.
Yeah, exactly. We're using the whole cow.
Like it.
All right, cool. Then some nice caster sugar, that's going to add our sweetness. In it goes. And I mean vanilla panna cotta. You need some vanilla, don't you?
You do need some vanilla.
So some vanilla paste going in there. I like it quite vanilla-y.
You were quite an advocate for, you know, the different kinds of vanilla. You get vanilla pods, you get vanilla beans, you get vanilla paste, you get vanilla essence, you get vanilla extract. Are any of them acceptable in this dish?
I would say so. I mean, just do it. Just use it. Whatever you got at home. I just want our viewers at home to cook this dish.
Okay,
it's so amazing.
New. Okay, so the idea is find yourself a vanilla paste. If you've got it, use it. If you don't have it, obviously don't use it.
There we go. Cool. It's in there. Can you smell it?
I can smell it. It's so good. But what I also like about the clover milk generally, when you're also cooking it, making it nice and warm, it caramelizes deliciously, and then that sweetness that's already naturally in there, it's the best. It's like making a good cappuccino. You know when you use like clover fresh milk in a frother?
Yes.
Oh, and that smell of that fresh milk with the froth on top. Sunday mornings, it's the best.
It does wake me up better than the smell of coffee, actually. And kind of puts me to bed in the same way as well.
Your mom slapping you in the face and throwing a glass of water on you because you're late for sport.
Shane, you want to talk about something? No, okay, cool. Next part of the ingredient is our gelatine. Okay, our gelatine. So gelatine is really amazing. This is actually going to set our panna cotta. So people actually add this straight to the pot. Big mistake. What you need to do is you need to bloom it in some cold water.
Bloom it. Is that the official technical term?
That is the official word. Sure. So when it looks like a little jellyfish, you're winning. Okay. From there into a hot liquid, and now it's going to start dissolving. Okay, so once it's all dissolved, you can take a mixture off the heat and you're ready to go. So can you pass our fancy glass?
I can indeed.
Right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour it into this glass, and it's going to go straight to the fridge. We spoke about this yesterday. Don't set gelatine or jelly in the freezer. It's not going to sit.
Oh, really?
Pop it in the fridge. That's where it's supposed to go.
I've done that before to try and speed up the process, and it just crumbles. Like becomes almost like crumbling.
It becomes ice. Okay. So if you want to be a little fancy, it's Easter weekend. What you're going to do is you're going to take a muffin tray, and you're going to set the glasses over the muffin tray just to hold the glasses in place. And then when they sit,
that's so cool. I thought maybe you made a mistake here and you were trying to get it to cool down faster.
No, look at that. That's really cool.
Cool.
So now for the humble...
Yes.
I know, eh?
Genius.
What? Okay, let me just bring it in now, because now I need your help again. Cool. For the almond crumble part, what I've done is I made a shortbread, and I've added some crushed almonds to it to get that nice...
You made a shortbread?
Yeah, it's...
I love it. I love chefs that always come on the show and they're like, oh, I just made a shortbread to crumble in here, you know?
It's pretty easy, and the recipe is on the website. Or you can SMS to get the recipe. I mean, how good is that?
You SMS Clover to 33650. If you've just tuned in, we're making a delicious vanilla panna cotta with Clover fresh milk. So if you want all those details, you SMS Clover to 33650 and it'll come straight to your mobile device. The how to make the shortbread, everything will be there. All you need now to do is just drool, salivate, and enjoy watching how to make it.
Exactly. So I've kind of continued that Italian theme with it. It was like it's almost like amaretto.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Love it. Then I got some mango.
So if you've got biscotti, you can probably like crumble up some biscotti and throw it in there.
Of course you can. Or biscotti.
don't be omba scoffy.
I'm just joking. So this is some beautiful mango puree that I've made with a little bit of salt and lime.
Oh, nice. Nice combination.
We're getting totally chefy, but I mean, it is Easter weekend, and I want you to make this. Do you want to taste this?
Dip a spoon in this just to taste that.
You like it? You like it?
Oh, that is delicious. So it's got like an apricot.
It's mango.
Mango. It's got some tropical fruit in there, which is delicious. The sweetness, and then that tart. It's delicious.
Exactly.
Actually.
I popped it into a little blender. And just blitz it all up.
Yum.
Then I've got some slightly dehydrated mango. Nice. We are really getting chefy on this one.
This one feels fancy.
But I want you to make an effort this weekend.
It's payday was recently, right? So it's payday. So you got
it's your payday.
You got the money, you know.
You do.
Spend it on panna cotta.
So as we say, the proof's in the pudding. You want to give it a taste?
Yes.
Go for it.
Delicious. So while I get tucking into this, it's a perfectly set panna cotta, and it's a wonderful thing. Honestly, it is one of the best desserts that anyone could ever make for me at a dinner. So if you're ever going to invite me over to your house for dinner, make panna cotta for dessert. Remember, if you'd like to get this recipe and make it for me, you SMS the keyword Clover to 33650 at a cost of R1.50. Your free SMSs won't apply, and it'll be sent directly to you. And if you need any more than a little practice on this, we've obviously got all the steps lined up for you. Here's a quick recap.
Made with love by Clover.
If I'm honest, it tastes as good as it looks. Go make it at home. We'd love to hear your thoughts. #Afternoon Express. Now, all the guests we've had on the show today have all had to break into the industry some way or another. And one of the great ways to break into the world of television is through the presenter search on 3. It's proudly brought to you by Capitec and McCafe and is officially here, and the auditions are now open. The next set of auditions will be held in Cape Town at the DHL Newlands Rugby Stadium on the 7th and 8th of April. The gates will open at 8 a.m. and all you need to do is register at the gate to be ready to wow the judges with your presenting skills. So now you need to be prepared and ready to claim your spot as the next face of SABC3. Listen, if I'm talking about the ways to get into the industry of television, it is one of the most difficult things to get into because there are not that many opportunities in television. This is your one door that you definitely want to make sure that you open. For more audition details and all the information and list of the audition venues and what you need to know, you can obviously visit presentersearchon3.com. It's the best place to find the details, and follow the Presenter Search on 3 on all the social media platforms because it has got so much info there. For those of you auditioned in PE, congratulations to all of you. Hope that it was a good experience for you. We're looking forward to seeing the talent come out of Durban, Johannesburg, as well as Cape Town. Who knows? You could be standing alongside me on Afternoon Express. You could be on Espresso Morning Show on SABC3, or perhaps even top billing. The limelight could be yours. So make sure you go to presentersearchon3.com.
Presenter Search on 3 is searching for South Africa's newest and hottest TV presenters and SABC3 brand ambassadors. This sensational nationwide search for new TV talent is brought to you by Capitec and McCafe and presented by a 2018 SAFTA winner and one of the country's most popular television icons.
Yes, it's me, Barbie Molloy, your host of this year's Presenter Search on 3. I'll be shining the spotlight on the best and brightest talent in the country. We're looking for someone suave to charm us on top billing, endless energy to wake us up on the Espresso Morning Show, and for someone who will captivate us on Afternoon Express and other shows here on SABC3.
Auditions have already successfully taken place in Port Elizabeth, with hopefuls lining up in their numbers, eager to impress. If you too want to show us what you're made of, then there are still 3 more chances. Cape Town on Saturday the 7th and Sunday the 8th of April at the Newlands Rugby Stadium. Durban on Saturday the 14th and Sunday the 15th of April at the Durban Exhibition Centre. And Johannesburg on Friday the 20th, Saturday the 21st and Sunday the 22nd of April at the Wanderers Cricket Stadium. Doors open at 8 a.m. and registration opens at 9. Our team will provide you with an entry form and guide you through the process. Come prepared with a 10 to 15 second presenter link that introduces you to the judges and to the world. This is your chance to shine.
The winners need to be unapologetic about who they are, proud of their African heritage, and able to represent SABC3 on any stage. Check out Presenter Search on 3.com for more details. With SABC3 and Presenter Search on 3, the stage is yours.
One, two, 1, 2, 1, 2. 1. That's good.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. It's that time of the show we've all been waiting for. It's time to wrap up an incredible show. And as promised, here to perform live is Thami Shobede with the hit single from his debut album, It's Night and Day.
Come down. Life is a cycle, goes round and round. What you give me is what I give you, baby, pound for pound. Hey, whatever you do, what you do to me. Take my breath away. This is our destiny. Whatever you do, whatever you do, hey, hey, whatever you do, baby, hey, whatever you do, hey, it's you.
Come on over.
Can I just say...
Thank you so much for serenading us.
Yeah. Although I'm a little bit offended, to be honest. Like, I feel a little bit offended because I asked everyone to go onto Twitter and to tell me what cotta means in panna cotta, and I didn't get any responses. And I went to go and check out the hashtag Afternoon Express, and it's just about the two of you being the sexiest people on television. You're the tall glass of milk, and someone's thirsty. That was one of the hashtag tweets that came through. And did you mention sour milk about DMs and sour milk or something? Yeah. So someone else was like, sour milk, they don't believe you. They don't believe you.
Wow.
So thanks for all your tweets, guys. We would love interacting with you on social. Hashtag Afternoon Express. We love interacting with you online. Yes, we do read all your comments. So careful about the sauce. All right.
So Thami, your album is called Never Lost. Why Never Lost?
A lot of people said that I had lost the competition and that I had been cheated of the title. And I wanted to assure them, Uti, I got what I deserved. You know, I got what was meant for me. I got what was, you know, set before me on my path, and yeah, this is it.
Yeah. And are you of the belief or thinking that what is for you, and what is not for you will pass you by?
Yep.
Yeah. And how much do you think destiny plays a role in your career and your path?
I think we create our own destiny as well. I think, like I said earlier, that we are in charge of our own destiny in terms of the fact that we create it. I mean, with just the way we think, the way we act, we put it out there and then it comes back to us. That's just what I believe.
May I play devil's advocate for a second on that a little bit? Because I mean, I was quite intrigued by your comments on the couch about, you know, obviously making these careers happen. And I love that mentality because especially as an actor, when you feel like, I mean, most actors generally feel like they get into an audition room and it's up to the casting director's mood that day. It's up to the international stars.
It's up to so many things.
Yeah, there's so many things involved. How do you really create your own destiny in a space that is so dictated by that? Especially in South Africa where, you know, the big films you want to make are produced by these massive houses internationally. They want an American to be their star. They want a British person to be their star. So how do you go about creating your own destiny when it's really not yours to create?
I think it's just, I can't afford to, like I said, to have that victim mentality and think that when I walk into an audition room, it's just about how the casting director is feeling. I think there's many things you can do, like you can create your own work. You can, you know, you can collaborate with people. I mean, there's many things you can do until that big break comes, you know, as opposed to sitting there waiting and
for
going
next audition.
Exactly, and waiting for the phone to ring, or waiting to get a good audition or a casting director who has a good day on that day. You know.
I get that.
And speaking of making your destiny happen yourself, there's a lot of attention on your relationship and how it started. How you created that destiny by moving into sub.
Why are you sitting up all of a sudden?
You almost choked with a spit.
And we've seen posts about your relationship from other publications, and your girlfriend is beautiful. But how do you protect your relationship in a space like this one, where women are constantly throwing themselves at you? Same for you. How do you protect your relationship and the women in your life?
I think the best thing I can do for her is make sure that at all times she is respected. And that's something I've had to learn. I know you guys were talking about earlier how you were saying that you were sitting with your family and people will come greet you. You know, it's an adaptation that you have to make because it's not just about you anymore, you know, and I have to think for her as well because and how that makes her feel. So I think I don't know, the best thing I can do is just
love her well.
Yeah, and respect her and make sure that the people who are approaching me and are saying these things
understand
to me
that there's a boundary.
understand the situation, exactly, and are respectful of that.
And do you, Thami, any thoughts?
I'm not in a relationship.
Oh, you're not in a relationship.
Do you desire to be?
That's a lot.
I just heard our audience go, woo!
You're careful, those DMs are going to continue. Dude, stop with the DMs.
Yeah, he's just like, boom that out there.
I do think it's important to just give them respect, as he just said. Yeah, if you play that part right. Play that part
if you love that person well enough, you know, you'll be able to have those kind of conversations and not feel like you're exposing them to the whole world, you know, and like opening up to that victim. That like that
give
kind of
fresh milk to everyone.
Don't give your fresh milk to everyone.
Also, I mean, in those situations, there's only so much you can control. You can't control how other people are going to approach you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. So. In this case, sharing is not caring. Indeed. But coming up tomorrow, we're hanging out with singer-songwriter and political activist Jennifer Ferguson. Plus, we look back on the Cape Town International Jazz Fest with musician Nikki Shiriri.
It's going to be so incredible.
It's
like if Rihanna would have come to us. It's going to be a great show. We'll see you tomorrow, 4:30 to 5:30. Good night, South Africa. Happy eating. Bye.
That was hilarious. And it's
Afternoon Express, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.